Many thanks for joining us here on News Today to our first story this hour. And the Electoral Commission has rejected suggestions of an extension of the timeline for re-registration of persons whose names were deleted from the country's register. The EC gave a 10-day re-registration window for persons who needed to get their names back onto the roll after they were deleted on the orders of the Supreme Court. Some 56,900 persons were expected to re-register within the stipulated 10-day period, but the exercise was characterized by low turnouts. In the end, only 22,107 out of the expected number managed to register by the deadline. Now, several persons, including New Patriotic Party Member of Parliament for the Afutu constituency in the Central Region, Alex Afenyomarkin, earlier petitioned the Electoral Commission to extend the re-registration window. But the EC, at a media briefing today, says it will not be extending the deadline. Joseph Akable was at a media briefing and is joining me now on phone with some more on what the Electoral Commission has been saying as far as this very issue is concerned. Akable, good afternoon, many thanks for joining us. So can you tell us more about what the Electoral Commission said at this very media briefing?
Well, the press briefing was addressed by the Director of Communication for the Electoral Commission, Mr. Eric Dapasu, and the decision of the Commission is that they are not going to extend the re-registration exercise. Now, he has been given some explanations for that. He says that there is no evidence to the effect that an extension of the registration period, that is for the anytime and registrants who were deleted, an extension of the period will lead to more people coming in to register. He also mentioned that some people have attributed the low registration to be due to limited publicity or low publicity, but he says that is not the case, and that anyone who has followed keenly will realize that this is the most publicized event of the Electoral Commission this year. He talked about the fact that the Electoral Commission took advantage of both electronic and print media to ensure that the information was widespread and made everyone aware that those who have been deleted should go ahead and get themselves back on the electoral roll. He also talked about the financial constraints that an extension of the what might have on the Electoral Commission. So he says that when the Commission extends it, they incur more costs. Then again, the Commission has to also exhibit the provisional voters register between 6 to 8 August as is on the timetable, and they are in line to comply with that. And with that exhibition, they will be expected to include the data of those who have been able to re-register so far. So an extension will mean that it will affect the calendar of the Electoral Commission. So that is the information coming in here from the Electoral Commission.
Speaking of the exhibition exercise, did the EC, for instance, mention plans that are in place to ensure that they whip up interest in that very exercise? Because previously we do know that there have been calls on the EC to do a lot more advocacy and to get a few more people to be more interested in the exercise. It appears not so much work has gone down to the grassroots of persons who ordinarily need to get informed on this very issue. Did they, for instance, lay out any plans to get the information disseminated to the many?
Well, the running theme here throughout the entire press briefing coming from the Commission is the fact that they are of the opinion that publicity was on a high. They maintain that the information was widespread, and they insist that going forward, that will be the same mechanism that they will be using. And they called on the media because they say that in terms of print media, electronic media, they said there were even places where people had to use the traditional gong beaters, like we know them to be called, to even announce the exhibition and re-registration exercise. So they maintain that that exercise was well publicized, and going forward, they will use the same means to publicize it. They view that it has more to do with voter apathy and a disinterest on the part of electorate that led to low turnout. So in terms of going forward, they'll be using the same means that they use, which they trusted to be effective, and it's the least reason for the low turnout, like Mr. Richard said.
Right. Joseph Akable, many thanks for that update. And that was a Joy News reporter, Joseph Akable, with more on that Electoral Commission media briefing, which we are told has just ended. We're bringing you more on this on our news and news analysis program, The Pulse, which airs at 3 p.m. here on your Joy News channel. But let's still stay with issues relating to elections. And the Wa Municipal Electoral Officer, Ali Osman Adamu, has called on the government not to only promise, but furnish the Electoral Commission with the needed funds to effectively execute the 2016 general elections. He stated that for the EC to perform its functions very well, it must be adequately resourced. Ali Osman Adamu made the statement at a program organized to welcome National Peace Walker Isaac Kanan in the Wa municipality. Rafiq Salam has more.
National Peace Walker Isaac Enan for the past few weeks has embarked on a peaceful walk around the country to drum home the message of the need to be peaceful before, during and after the 2016 general election. He was welcomed into the Wa municipality by personnel from the security services at Perisi, located at the outskirts of the one municipality. They join him to walk around some principal streets in the municipality before they converge at the Wakajetie or Lore Park. Movie actor and supporter of the National Democratic Congress, John Dumelo, advised the youth not to allow themselves to be used by politicians for their own selfish parochial interest.
We don't want a violent country. We don't want, Ghana, because Ghana is for us. If something happens right now, we have nowhere to go. I have nowhere to go. You have nowhere to go. So let's try as much as possible to maintain peace. Even though we might be provoked at certain times, we should try as much as possible to put Ghana first in whatever we do, and let's make sure Ghana becomes one of the greatest countries in Africa.
A view shared and recorded by Deputy Upper West Regional Minister Dr. Mushebu Mohamed Alpha.
Election is not a matter between rivals. Elections is so that we can get the best out of ourselves so that they can continue managing the affairs of our country till the next election. We are all Ghanaians, whether it is CPP, PNC, PPP, MPP, NDP, or NDC, everybody is a Ghanaian. It does not actually matter that you are in one party or the other. The most important thing is that you are a Ghanaian.
Whilst calling on the media to be circumspect in their reportage, Deputy Upper West Regional Director of the Electoral Commission, Ali Osman Adamu, also used the opportunity to appeal to the government to give the Electoral Commission the needed funds to run the general elections.
Before the Electoral Commission is able to perform its functions very well, it means it must be resourced very well to be able to carry out its mandate, to conduct the election up to the end. We are encouraging government not to give only promises, but to give us the required resources to be able to conduct the elections very well.
Reporting for Joy News, Rafiq Salam.
Let's now head to Parliament, where information just coming in suggests that the House has extended sitting for one more week. Elton Bobby, Parliamentary correspondent, is joining us on the phone now with some more on this very one. Elton, good afternoon. Many thanks for joining us. So can you tell us really why Parliament is extending its sitting hours? We do know that sitting was supposed to end today. They were supposed to have risen today. So what has accounted for this?
The document I'm holding right now is the statement of the Business Committee. The Business Committee decides the business of the House for a particular system. Now, the document I'm holding is what they agreed to last night, and when the House is in session, any moment from now, the majority leader will make the case on the floor. Now, what he is saying in this business statement is that looking at the workload before Parliament, it will be impossible for them to deal with all of it today. Hence, the need for the House to sit for one more week so that it can deal with the matters before it. They are talking about the fact that they need to pass the Technical Universities Bill 2016 because this bill must start operation in September. So there's a need for Parliament to pass it before going on recess. There's also the Petroleum Exploration and Production Bill 2016. There's also the Bank of Ghana Amendment Bill 2016. Now, this Bank of Ghana Amendment Bill is a key requirement in the government's 3-year extended credit agreement with the International Monetary Fund. The government is expected to amend the Bank of Ghana to reflect changes in the agreement. Now, already there's controversy regarding what government is seeking to amend in the Bank of Ghana Act. Under before Parliament is government proposal that the Bank of Ghana is prohibited from advancing money, loan, or an overdraft in any form to government or any government or enterprise of the government and purchasing government treasury bill, cash management, also talking about notes or any other form of security that represent the obligation of government of any kind. And they are saying that it will be under a period of war, natural disaster, or seasonal shortfall in government revenue that Bank of Ghana can advance some loan to government. Some members of Parliament think that this is not in the best interest of the country. Government is seeking to, maintain a zero borrowing from Bank of Ghana to government. So they are yet to even get over this particular issue before they can pass the amendment bill. There's also the Public financial management bill, which is also the IMF is seeking government to pass in Parliament. It has 111 clauses, and yesterday they were able to deal with only 20, leaving over 80 waiting for Parliament to go through. So these are the issues that have necessitated government to now, the majority leaders now come before Parliament very soon and then make the case for the House to adopt this report and extend sitting by one more day. But today, one of the issues that we're discussing is the power purchase agreement between the Early Power, Bank of Ghana, and other entities, including the ECG, in which they are seeking Parliament to approve an amount of $1 billion for the construction of a 400 megawatts plant in Ghana. The Mines and Energy Committee will present their report when the House session. The debate will ensue, and then after, the House will have to make a decision as to go for this or to reject it.
Right. Elton Robert, many thanks for that very update from Parliament. And the news coming in is that, well, the House will likely extend sitting for one more week to enable it to deal with the many proposals that are currently before it. You're watching News Today here on your Joy News and Lone Multi TV. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll bring you some more stories. Stay with us.